What's going on YouTube? Super Insane 18 here, and I'm coming at you with a post-Banlist Drytron deck profile. This is the deck that probably received the least amount of hits on the October 2021 Forbidden and Limited list, so let's go ahead and jump on in. Alright, so kicking things off, we do have just our one copy of Eva. A lot of people were only playing one of this anyway, so it really isn't a very significant hit, and with the new combo that I'm going to show you, you can still maximize the amount of negates that you're going to have on your end board with just one copy, so it really isn't that big of a deal. Then we have our 3 copies of Diviner of the Herald. Nothing really needs to be said about that. This is an absolutely insane card. Followed by the 3 copies of Herald of Orange Light. This is just the negate engine so that we have as much as we can going into our opponent's turn, as well as maybe being able to stop some hand traps. Onto the Drytron monsters, we play 1 copy of Delta. This is kind of good just because it lets you get that draw. Then we have 3 of Alpha, 3 Gamma. I was only playing 2, but the 3rd Gamma is in place of the 2nd Eva that I lost. And we have 3 Zeta. And that's going to wrap it up for the actual regular effect monsters. Then we have our Cyber Angel package with the 1 Natasha, 1 Ben 10, and 1 Ida 10. This is just a really good way to kind of interrupt your opponent, break their boards, because Natasha can just be a snatch deal for free. Obviously, Ben 10 is Ben 10. Then we have the 1 copy of the Drytron Meteonus Draconids and our 1 copy of Herald of Ultimateness. We do still play the 1 copy of Call by the Grave because we do not have access to Crossout Designator yet, and honestly, in this variant, I wouldn't necessarily play Crossout anyway. I'm not playing any hand traps, so Crossout is honestly kind of useless. I still think that Called is better for this particular variant. Then we have our 1 copy of Drytron Fafnir just for a search, our 1 copy of Foolish Burial, and our 1 copy of Instant Fusion. Let me actually just kind of distribute these a little more evenly. Those are all of the just power 1-ofs for the deck. Doesn't really need any explanation. We play 2 copies of Meteonus Drytron just because I want to make sure that I can always use it. There is, a limit to the amount of times you can use it later turns in the game, just because it's usually sitting in your grave, so you'll only be able to recur it and use it once. If you play multiple copies, though, you can do it multiple times. Not the recurring, but at least the ritualing. We have 3 copies of Cyber Emergency just to search, 3 copies of Drytron Nova to summon, 3 copies of Forbidden Droplet, just because I think this is probably the most insane card in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. And finishing off the main deck, we have 3 copies of Pot of Prosperity, just to kind of fix those hands that people think are bricky, plus it can help you dig for and out to a hand trap. If you Prosperity and you already have like a Fairy in hand, you can then get like an Orange Light off of it, and then that lets you negate a hand trap, or you can get Called. Really just kind of utility to see what you need to see. Now, the extra deck remains pretty much unchanged. There is one kind of flex spot that we're going to talk about at the end, but we do play the 1 copy of Millenniumizer Strict for the Instant Fusion. Not only does it just stop hand traps, it's also a level 1 if you need it. We play our 1 copy of Elder Entity Natis, which is just a good, second turn target for your Diviner. We play 2 copies of Herald of Arclight, again, just kind of copies for your Diviner to be able to use them so you can search. 1 copy of Drytron Mu Beta Fafnir, let's put that here. 1 copy of Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal. This card, honestly, I'm iffy on. I don't know if it still needs to be in the deck because of the new combo that I'm going to show you, and I'll explain that when we get there, but this one is really only still in here because I don't know what to replace it with. The 1 copy of Kikinagashi Fuko. This lets you use the Downard and the Zeus in order to just kind of wipe your opponent's boards. Plus, if you get hand trapped, ending on the Fuko is a great way to just make sure that you at least survive another turn, so that you might be able to clap back at your opponent on the next turn. Moving into the links, we have 1 copy of Link Kuriboh, 1 copy of IP Masquerena, 1 copy of Lena the Light Charmer, 1 copy of Nightmare Unicorn, 1 copy of Borosword Dragon, and then for the 15th card, what I normally play is the Underworld Goddess. This is because I really like a variety of different interruptions other than just negates. This actually lets you take your opponent's monster to link with it. So if you have IP and enough monsters, you can actually just wipe your opponent's summon using the Underworld Goddess. So that's what I was playing for a while, but with Eva going to 1, it is definitely viable to maybe replace that with Appaloosa. I know a lot of people are playing Appaloosa anyway, but I will show you in the combo where it can differ depending on which one you want to run. I'm still undecided. I think Appaloosa might be the better call because it maximizes the number of negates, but like I said, I do like a wide variety of interruptions, so that's why I like the Goddess of the Closed World. So let's go ahead and show you guys the combo. Now, moving on to the combo, it is just taking Alpha and Zeta, and it isn't necessarily new. If you were one of the people that was only playing 1 copy of Eva to begin with, you could have been doing this all along, but I was always on 2 because I felt that it was correct to just have the maximum number of negates possible. So let me show you guys this combo. What you're going to do is you're going to summon the Alpha by pitching the Zeta, and Alpha is then going to add you a copy of Cyber Angel Ben 10. Then you're going to summon out the Zeta by pitching the Ben 10. Zeta will add you a copy of Meteona's Drytron, while Ben 10 will then activate, adding you a copy of Diviner. Here you normal summon the Diviner, using its effect to send a copy of Herald of Arclight to the graveyard. Herald of Arclight will then activate, letting you add a copy of Herald of Ultimateness. Here you're going to overlay the Alpha and the Zeta into your copy of Mu Beta, and Mu Beta's effect will activate, sending a copy of Gamma to your graveyard. Here you're going to activate the Meteonis from your hand, getting rid of either of the materials, it does not matter which one, and this is going to let you summon back out the copy of Ben 10. Now, in the old combos where you would then overlay these into Beatrice, you're not going to do that. Instead, you're going to use the effect of the Gamma in your graveyard, and you're going to tribute the Ben 10, summoning out the Gamma, and Gamma will summon back whatever Drytron you used as material. This lets you get another Ben 10 search. Ben 10 in this instance will search Eva because you no longer actually want to send it. What you're going to do now is add back your copy of Meteonis by lowering either one of these 2 Drytrons, it does not matter which one. Activate the Meteonis Drytron, getting rid of the last Mu Beta material, and this will let you put the Herald on the field. Now you can take the 2 Drytrons that you have and make them into an IP Masquerena, and that is going to be the end of the combo. You end on 3 negates guaranteed, because the Ultimateness will send the Eva, Eva will then activate, getting you 2 more fairies, and then your IP, this is where it differs, you can either IP into Appaloosa or Underworld Goddess. And this is where I said that it differs. If you want the maximum number of negates, you can go for the Appaloosa using the IP, the Diviner, and the Mu Beta, and that will give you 3 more negates on top of the 3 that you have, or if you wanted to clear your opponent's normal summon, you could go into the Underworld Goddess instead. And there you guys have it, that is my Drytron deck profile for the October 2021 format, using only the 1 Eva. It really doesn't change much, the deck is still a phenomenal deck, probably the best in the format, because Tri-Brigade did take a lot more of a hit. I still think Tri-Brigade is definitely viable, but Drytron's probably just a little better now, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and if you want to see the side deck for this deck, it will be up on my Patreon, so go ahead and check that out as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.